Hey there, Abhidevananda here, and welcome back to our musical tour of Prabhat Samgiita. As we travel through Baba's songs, wending our way to the Supreme, let me be your guide. Today, before we start, I want to give a shout out to Acharya Priyashivananda, who was on Baba's Prabhat Samgiita team and who is the lead singer in all of these early songs. I think all of us can agree that he did an excellent job. Now, with the last song, I mentioned that Baba's Prabhat Samgiita competition had occurred with Baba behind a closed door. I guess it was around the mid to late 1980s, sometime after Baba had begun giving Prabhat Samgiita, that we would occasionally have an entire reporting session with Baba behind a closed door. I can't really say what was going on there. Perhaps Baba was setting an example of social distancing. In any event, one such reporting session in particular sticks in my mind. But let me give a little of the backstory. It begins with me under punishment. The powers that be, or rather the powers that were, had taken umbrage with me for, I don't know, for a reason that we both felt comfortable with. And so, for 1 year, I was compelled to sit in Calcutta, seeing Baba from afar every single day. I don't know why they thought it was a punishment, but let's just say I didn't take it that way. And it took about a year before they seemed to realize that this Abhidevananda is enjoying his punishment much too much. So one day, in the middle of my meditation, one worker comes, starts shaking my shoulder and saying, come quickly, GS is calling. My reply was, well, let me finish my sadhana. I think by then they knew that those days I was doing long sadhana and it might take a few hours. But the message was, you have to come now, you have to come now, you have to come now. And I went downstairs and the GS instructed me, after some little bit of back and forth, that my new posting was as the press and printing secretary of Djibouti. Press and printing secretary was about the lowest posting you could get in Ananda Marga Pracharaka Sangha in organizational terms. And Djibouti, I guess it was the most remote place that he could come up with. Well, I was fine with that. He said I had to leave immediately. Well, I wasn't all that fine with that. Not only did it mean that I would be not seeing Baba every day, but also that it might not happen for quite a while, and I would have little or no time to complete my work that I was engaged in there in Calcutta. So 1 week later, I got on a plane to Zambia. There were no direct flights to Djibouti. And soon after I landed in Zambia and began the process of applying for a visa to Djibouti, the country was hit by a massive deluge. They called it torrential rains. The land was covered everywhere with water. The arable land became impossible to farm, and the country was in a state of natural disaster. And for some reason, by Baba's grace, I managed to organize a massive Amrit relief operation. And there was good news to report to Baba every single day. And the news kept going to Baba about the relief operation, the disaster relief operation in Zambia. Well, soon after that, I was called back to India, where I discovered that Baba was refusing to take any reports from Amrit unless they met the Zambia standard. And we went into reporting that day. And as I said, Baba was behind closed doors. And everyone was getting punishment. They'd get up, Baba would ask for the report from Amrit. As soon as they would start, Baba would say, does it meet the Zambia standard? The GS would say, no, Baba, and the worker would get beaten. And everybody was getting their little bit of beating with the stick that the GS was holding, little stick, and I was excluded. And for me, that was an actual punishment. So I went to the GS and I said, GS, please, please, please give me a little stick. GS laughed and tried to send me away. And I said, no, 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 I want some stick. And eventually, standing in front of Baba's door, the GS patted me a few times with his stick. And what I want to say really is that even though Baba was behind a closed door, even though I couldn't see his face, it still felt like Baba was actually there in front of me taking the report. So let's wrap up this story, and suffice it to say that fortunately or unfortunately, I never made it to Djibouti. So let's have a look now at song number 11. I'd wanted to jump a bit further along, but this is the first of Baba's songs that I would classify as representative of Prout. Prout is Baba's socioeconomic and political system for the welfare and happiness of everybody, based on Baba's universal love.
নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি, মাটি একো নয় কোজেন এ যে আমার মাটি। নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি, মাটি একো নয় কোজেন এ যে আমার মাটি। ক্ষেতের শেষে শেষে সোনার আলো উঠছে ভেসে, ধানের ক্ষেতের শেষে শেষে সোনার আলো উঠছে ভেসে, মাটির মানুষ দেখছে চেয়ে সত্যি সোনা খাঁটি, মাটির মানুষ দেখছে চেয়ে সত্যি সোনা খাঁটি। মাটি আমার মাটি, মাটি আমার মাটি, নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি। মাটি এ তো নয় তো যেন এ যে আমার মাটি, নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি। মাটি এ তো নয় তো যেন এ যে আমার মাটি। আকাশে তারা ফুলের সুবাস, মিষ্টি মধুর জলার বাতাস। আকাশে তারা ফুলের সুবাস, মিষ্টি মধুর জলার বাতাস। সবার সাথে রয়েছে মোর চোখ জুড়োনো মাটি, সবার সাথে রয়েছে মোর চোখ জুড়োনো মাটি। মাটি আমার মাটি, মাটি আমার মাটি, নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি। মাটি এ তো নয় তো যেন এ যে আমার মাটি, নাচের তালে এগিয়ে চলে আলতা রাঙা মাটি। মাটি এ তো নয় তো যেন এ যে আমার মাটি। বন্ধু যদি ভালোবাসো এমন দিনে কাছে এসো, বন্ধু যদি ভালোবাসো এমন দিনে কাছে এসো। তোমার কৃপায় গর্ব আজি সত্যি মানুষ খাঁটি, তোমার কৃপায় গর্ব আজি সত্যি মানুষ খাঁটি। মাটি আমার মাটি, মাটি আমার মাটি, মাটি আমার মাটি।